Hi, hello, welcome to Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Gorgeous. I'll be your oracle today, and I'm here to perform the 1111 Divine Partnership Assessment for the second half of the Gemini season. Since it was a full moon in Sagittarius, two things. Oh gosh, I don't accept that. Well, actually I do. The energies are really kind of intense today. So I'm going to do 2 rounds. I actually have the remnants of I'm already in Cancer season. I have the remnants of Gemini season up. So I'm going to do this one as if it were the karmic love for people in or out of a situation. Typically, if you're out of a karmic situation, you've just left it. And if you're in a karmic situation, oxymoron, I know, a lot of twin flame situations are false twin. People don't like to hear that, especially Gemini energy. Honey, if you're working on a twin flame connection and you're not existing in a twin flame connection, it's not a twin flame connection. Since it's the full moon, we're going to talk a lot more about the karmic aspects of the partnership. Okay. Now, what I'll do after this is I'll go ahead and I'll switch to a different formatting for the spread. Okay. And I'll talk more about the medicine. I hope I involve a little bit more divine love in there instead of karmic catalytic love. Why don't we just go ahead and get into this, because I'm having issues speaking English. That means I'm with message already. Now, let's go ahead and pull a Angel Answers card. And I'll also read the sermon from that. And the mic's going to be a little weird. Bear with me. Bear with us. Thank you for your support, continued viewership. I want to welcome any new viewers and welcome back any returning viewers. Always abreast yourself of the resources in the show notes down below. Let us begin. Compromise. I don't like that. I don't like compromise in general, and I don't like compromise here. So I'll speak more to that if necessary. And if you're immediately judging that statement, something's out of alignment. Okay, so here we are. As we descend down to earth, it's about entering through a gate. And this gate is about physical initiation. So physical initiation means your ability to perceive the phenomena in the physical, your ability to tune into spiritual vibrations, your ability to take on spiritual energies. And you're around spiritual energies, they're acting upon you all the time. You are a spiritual energy. But see, this is about getting above the phi vibration, which is the physical frequency of matter, material, typically 432 megahertz and higher. Okay, so stepping into higher levels involves pushing through blockages. And what I'm noticing is the overall situation is about expansion through practical opportunities. Said differently, it could be expanding into opening up the gate for the partnership to come out of the spiritual into the physical. Okay, so this over here, this side over here is the divine masculine, this side over here is the divine feminine. Since it's the masculine month, the air signs and the swords. Okay, see, I'm already channeling. English is hard. Okay, fire, air, masculine. Okay, since in full moons, we talk about the karmic aspect of the partnership. New moons, we talk about the divine or the twin flame aspect of the partnership, whether you're in or out, whether you're in physical union, spiritual union, or they're just they're spiritually around you and you can sense them. Okay, so since it's a masculine month, we're going to talk more to the divine masculine. Next month, just like we did last month, we'll talk more to the divine feminine. That's just how we're rolling. Okay, now you know. So it starts off in the heavens as a door opening up. That the feminine will notice that more. The masculine will be wanting to drive or expand, typically intellect, reason, and communication, clarity. Now, this is both two left brain energy, so it's not quite compatible, but there's a little bit of a clash. One person's looking to break out, break free. They might be looking to get out of some type of shadiness that happened. They'll notice there's boundaries around that. The obstacle here is that one person is going to hold on to the virtue and their value. They will be open to change, but there needs to be, again, compromise. I'm hearing the word collaboration. How do you get from the 1 to the 4? Well, between those, there's a 3. And the 3 of Pentacles is collaboration. It's typically two unique energies coming together to make a third completely whole and unique energy, even if it's made up of parts of number 1 and number 2. Okay. So yeah, that's very true, because it seems like the divine feminine is going on a journey. The divine masculine is on the journey, but driving life forward, not so much for the experience, but to expand. I can tell already there might have been some malfeasance, is the word that in my intuition, I was saying lying. I mean, I was about to say lying, and then in my intuition, I heard malfeasance. Malfeasance is not clear. It is not clear at all. So what might that malfeasance be? Breaking out, breaking free, all the same. You also need to find a strategy. Now, I'm hearing also that the place in the world on the masculine side, they didn't know what to do. I'm getting a whole bunch of things right now. So this is telling me a lot about this specific masculine energy, and you don't have to have a penis. You don't have to be anatomically male to be the masculine. Masculine energy is always projecting outwards. Feminine energy is always receiving inward. Okay. Now, always is a big word. I'm still going to run with it, but understand, if that's your default state, that's what it is. Now, in a true divine partnership, and this is not antithesis of that. I'm not reading for the true divine partnership right now, but in a true twin flame connection, about every 18 months or so, give or take, they will have a pole shift. They will have a shift in polarity. Well, the previous masculine one is actually going to be more feminine over the next year and a half, and the feminine is going to be more masculine over the next year and a half. It's according to the nodes, and the nodes shift signs every 18 months, just give or take. So listen, the sacrifice to make is boundaries, and they both have a 5 here, so changes. And then the Knight's drive change. We can call it expansion, driving life forward according to whatever the suit is. Intellect, reasoning, communication, clarity here. There's 3 5s here, so there's internal and external, bickering, backstabbing, all that kind of stuff. I'm not detecting cheating. I'm detecting dishonesty, and this person's holding on, the feminine is holding on to their okay, I was going to say boundaries, but I'm hearing worth and value. So 3 5s, typically 2 5s would mean a forced change. 3 5s would mean an expansion through changes, an expansion through forced change. And it seems like they're going on the journey to manifest here in the physical, and they arrive at this 5. So previously, both people in the connection, they would have been holding on to something that they shouldn't have. Now I'm feeling that it was more of a belief, co-signing the other person's broken nature. I'm being compelled to say you can be victimized, but you cannot be a victim unless you choose. Victim is a choice. Victimization, you can't always help the energy coming at you. Energy, emotion is emotion. But once you process it through the mind, that's your feelings. Feelings are in the past, thoughts are in the future, emotions are in the present. So there was a crossroads here. It unfortunately had to involve cutting something out. It could have been a choice. It could have been a person. And we do have a little hidden secret energy here of third party. So somebody got cut out of this connection, and it's interesting because I'm feeling that the masculine's coming back, saying, hey, I'm back, I'm showing up finally. And the feminine is like, well, listen, my heart was open before, my heart's kind of shifted. 2 4s is, there's a lot I'm getting, so let me calm down. 2 4s typically in a relationship reading, specifically, it is about marriage, moving in together, commitment, further, bigger, brighter, better commitment, higher commitment, moving on to the next level. Someone's moving out, walking away, and it doesn't mean moving out of the house. It can mean moving out of the relationship, moving out of the connection, because there's a lot of conflict in the masculine's life. There's the need to walk over and to choose this journey. They show up saying, hey, I'm ready for this journey. And the feminine is like, well, you couldn't even communicate to me before what the issues were. Now you're expecting me to suddenly have openness and receptivity to this connection. You know, in a divine connection, the purpose of a soulmate connection is to teach you self-worth and value. More so for the feminine, self-worth and value, more so for the masculine, strength, courage, and wisdom. So the feminine was like, listen, I got up from the table, love wasn't being served. It took me forever to do that. It took me forever to come into that consciousness, into that lesson. Now you're asking me to go backwards, whether it's going backwards to something I've moved on from or go back to a former person that I no longer am. That wounded female that you were with is dead. I killed her myself. I stuck the knife in her heart and I landed the final blow, even though you were dancing around the grave for some time looking for easy pickings. Now I've become bigger, brighter, and better, and you want me to backslide just so you can come and have something. So this little olive branch you handed me, homeboy, ain't no nothing. Okay, now that that's clear, let's get into it. So I was correct. Okay, so we have soulmates. The masculine is not truly here. The masculine is still immature. We have twin flames, but I don't see it going anywhere. It's still karmic all the same. So the thing is, okay, I know I'm getting too many messages when I'm yawning. The thing is, the masculine is mirrored to by the feminine. So the feminine is actually picking up not just her own energy or their own energy, you know, gender non-binary, whatever. So the feminine is serving as the masculine's energy and the feminine's energy. The masculine has not shown up here in the physical. And even though I'm saying twin flames, you can meet your twin flame and you still might not get to be with them in this lifetime. You could also meet your twin flame several times in different bodies. The twin flame is a spiritual energy that gets anchored into the physical through a member of the soul group. So you can come into contact with your twin flame as one person, then as another person, and then finally you're ready because they served as a catalyst and you can get with that third person. You can come into contact with your soulmate and it could be very great. It could feel very good. A karmic soulmate could feel very, 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 very good. It doesn't necessarily need to be a horrible experience. It could appear to be harmonious. I just got to say, the purpose of a soulmate connection is to bring you to your higher self. And if you're not, if you're going more towards your shadow self, it's a karmic partnership. If you're being reminded and waking up and figuring out what's alive in you, who you are, what you want, it's catalytic. If you know who you are, or you more than the average individual know who you are, it's going to bring you up into the twin flame situation, okay? So this is a karmic partnership. Yes, the elements of the twin flame are here. But we don't have the qualifiers for the twin flame. So I have to say it's just a karmic partnership. The female, the feminine, is detoxing. Because again, this masculine doesn't know what they want. It starts out with the overall situation, lack of hope, lack of faith, lack of optimism. The feminine is positive about their options in the future, and unfortunately, it's away from the masculine. The masculine is coming back to make sure that there's no, I'm hearing a couple things. So the masculine, on some level, is coming back to make sure that they don't miss out. They don't want the feminine to have other options. That would be that the masculine is recognizing that the feminine is a viable option, finally. But they're not coming in to make a commitment. Now, they might not be able to make a commitment and they want to make a commitment. They were offered something in the past and they're asking for a second chance. And it's going to happen within the next week. Over the last 2 weeks, the masculine has been detangling themselves from another individual. It doesn't have to be romantic. They might have especially now I have Taurus here, but especially Capricorn men, I've noticed this could be other. It's an Earth sign thing, and it would be Moon more specifically. You don't have to be that sign. It could be you. When I say signs, I'm talking about an archetype. So if you get all huffy puffy, that's really your problem. Listen, earth sign energy tends to be more of like, if I don't have my money about me, if I'm giving too much energy to business or giving it's too energy to a sick parent, if I'm giving too much energy to work or health, I don't have enough for love. Does that make sense? And I'm getting that here. I'm getting that they really weren't in a situation where they were going to give openly, honestly, freely with stamina and stability to whatever this was. And it may be because of another person. There may have been in the early aspects a third party situation. So now the choice is clear. They've whittled through all their other options, but there's boundaries here. And it's respect for the feminine. The feminine has detoxed the stinking thinking. And the feminine does not want to go down this journey because their heart's not in it. They're bored. It's not a right fit anymore. The masculine wants to commit, but they had a lot of other energies. There were too many agendas. And as we leave out of this cycle, there will still continue to be too many agendas. On the masculine side. So again, the nature of the situation is that the feminine has options elsewhere. The masculine is coming in maybe because they don't have options, but they're also coming through very quickly with some selfish means and mechanisms here. Definitely shadow. And the objective is that so over the last 2 weeks, they've had an aha moment and they wanted a second chance. And within the next week, they will come through. The sacrifice to make, unfortunately, is that this isn't an option anymore. It is for the masculine, it's the only option, but for the feminine, it's no longer an option. They've detoxed the energy. This is completed, and they've yet to move on, move out of the energy, but the cycle's over. This is not a journey that they're going to start. Now, for some of the feminine out there, they're going to feel very grateful for this opportunity to come up, but very quickly it's going to go nowhere because they're bigger, brighter, better than the masculine now. They've outgrown is the word. And there's no true authentic between either of them nourishing mutually beneficial exchange. The receptivity isn't here. And there are a lot of energies around this commitment that the masculine is finally ready to make. And there's agendas here with the devil out. They could be a liar. They could have, they don't need to be a liar anymore. They just might not want to share the truth. The truth is that the masculine broke out of a former partnership, and it doesn't need to be with another person. It could have been a roommate situation that was really toxic, that was taking up a lot of the time and energy. That it does seem like that because this is a 7, so that could be spiritual warfare. And I just heard that somebody had an evil roommate that was draining their energy. The roommate was actually possessed. I'm not going to go any further down that line. And they broke out of that roommate situation. Now, some of these people were dealing with health. It would have been not a mother, father, or it could have been a mother, but it would have actually been like a sibling. Now, I don't know here because this devil, see, the thing with Capricorn energy is Capricorns feel best when people need them or when they could provide help to people in need. So Capricorn energy, it tends to see people as not as able as they are. Since you're the boss, everybody needs you. And some people really don't need, they're not as needy as they seem, but you perceive them that way because nobody's as good as you. That's just the way Capricorn, I have Capricorn on my chart. It's my Neptune. So sometimes I think everybody's in love with me when I have so many enemies in my own damn house. But this would be talking about Mars energy. Capricorn Mars is intense. Because they push, they push, they push, they push, they push. They have strategies about everything and they don't ask the other person what they want. So they'll start making moves thinking that you want them too. And then when you say that's not what I want, they look at you like you're stupid because they're like, how could you not want this? This is what's best for everybody. It might be best for everybody, but maybe I don't want what's best for everybody. Maybe I want what's best for me and I don't want to be involved with everybody. I don't even want to be a part of everybody. Okay, some aspect of what I just said is ringing true because I'm getting a confirmation. See, I've whittled down from the collective to specific energies. So let me go through the signs now. Okay, we have Capricorn here, we have Gemini here, we have Taurus, Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius. We have Mercury, Pluto, and Saturn. Somebody could have their Venus in Capricorn, could have their Mercury in Capricorn, could have their Saturn in Capricorn. That's a really difficult placement. Even though that's where it's natural, it's hard work there. And it could really alienate other people, Saturn in Capricorn, because there's less compromise than other places. Somebody can have their moon in Aquarius. Somebody can have their Saturn in Leo. Somebody could have their Venus in Aquarius. See, Venus in Aquarius really doesn't take a lot of shit. The boundaries are clear. If you're not independent, if you're infringing on my independence, it's not going to work. Yes, I love you. I really actually love you, but I'm not going to sit here and make declarations of love all the time. And if I need to remind you and convince you that I love you all the time, I'm sorry. You need to get some self-worth and value, cultivate something bigger, brighter, and better in your life so that you have something to focus on besides me. If I'm the one that needs to assure you of your own self all the time, that's disinteresting to me. I will become underwhelmed and disinterested in you. Okay, so that was a straight channel. There's energy, other energies here. You could also have your Mercury in Aquarius. A lot of you have your Pluto in Libra. So it would have to be the 10th, 11th, or 12th house specifically. So the overall situation is that there's pessimism here. One party has a lot of agendas. They're coming through trying to push something very hard. When they overlooked an opportunity, overlooked an offer from the past, they're rushing back in trying to collect on this, and it's been over for a while. Somebody's actually going to speak up and say, I'm leaving this connection entirely. I don't want you to think that it's an option anymore. It might take them a week. It might take them 3 weeks because they're going to be enticed, but then they're going to go home and be reminded of their own self-worth and value. The masculine's breaking out of some former union. It doesn't have to be love. I'm hearing roommates. I'm hearing they were helping somebody, either a younger sibling or older parent with a younger sister specifically with health issues, and that was taking up a lot of time for them. Now, if there's a Capricorn moon or Mars, it would have been an older mother. It probably would have been a stepmother or an auntie. And this person's had an aha moment. They had it in the past, and they're coming back for a second chance. The sacrifice to make here is that it's no longer an option. For the masculine, they had to whittle down their options. For the feminine, they have to detoxify their belief system of lack. The feminine is not going to want to give to this. And it's over for the feminine. The feminine didn't complete this journey, which is why they might say yes to breakfast, yes to lunch. If I ain't gonna fuck you, I am taking you to dinner, okay? You ain't taking me to dinner. Pardon me, TMI. You don't take me to dinner if I'm not interested that way. So I heard lunch, I heard brunch, I heard breakfast. I did not hear dinner. So that tells me that the feminine is no longer interested like that. Okay. So the evolving situation is the feminine's going to navigate away from it because it's not a viable option for them. And the masculine is going to still try to make it an option. They're going to be like, okay, but my ego, okay, but my agenda was this. How are you? I'm surprised. I don't understand. Well, you don't understand your damn self, homeboy, so how you going to understand me? Yeah, there we go. We'll leave that right there. Okay. Woo! Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's read this sermon real quick. Compromise. 3 5s, there's no compromise there, especially when the evolving situation is agendas. There's one specific thing that's going to make the feminine happy, and the masculine is not going to offer that. And they'll come back again trying to offer that well after the fact, after you've been said no. I see exactly what this is. I just can't tell if this deception, breaking out, breaking free, if it was another person or a third party relationship. In order to create a happy outcome for the situation, you will find it necessary to compromise. Allow yourself some time to become clear about what is truly important to you. Also, take note of matters where you would be open to a changing of your position. Work towards an agreement where everyone wins. Be open to cooperation that would allow you to get what you need while also assisting others in fulfilling their desires. Be objective about finding a balance between respecting everyone else's viewpoints and still being true to your own. I'm going to carry compromise over into the next reading. That got a little raunchy for me. I'm sorry. I've decided to keep it clean, and we kind of skirted the line there. Now I'm just going to do some guidance on the final remnants of the Gemini season, maybe lessons that we learned. I have the month out already. We're still in Gemini here. So opposing that is Sagittarius. And I'm going to see what some of the guidance might be. I'm just pulling out the planetary signs, and I'm putting only the, I'm pulling out the zodiac signs and putting only the, I'm getting the 10 planets out. I can't speak because I'm channeling. My brain not speaking English. Okay, let me make sure there's 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Great, so it's all the 10 planets. Wonderful. So I'm only going to put okay. Yes, I'm only gonna I'm taking out the 3 major planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. What I'll do is I'll pull out some cups for the descendant. I'll pull out some Wands and Swords for the Ascendant. Okay. Great. Let's get these planets out and see how it goes. Okay. La Luna, Ruota, the Wheel, Vegeta, the Magician, Sole, the Sun, Imperatrice, the Empress, and we have Mondo. We also have Torre, the Tower. Okay, great. Awesome. So we start this journey with expansion, and it's with this Lover's card, Gemini. So that means over the next 3 days, we're going to come to understand what being in union really means, union. So the soul group, all the same, whether or not it's twin flame love, any of that stuff. You know, unfortunately, Sagittarius is opposite Gemini. So the Lovers is opposite the twin flame, and this is the zodiac wheel here. There's a reason I took up the 12 signs, because we have them already. Okay, I didn't need double, I need the planets. So it's interesting to me because there's this like false start, maybe possibly second chance coming back in. And we're working it out, but we're working it out through our boundaries. We're figuring out, how do we move forward? What are we leaving behind? What is it we're no longer going to deal with anymore? Okay, so we're on the journey here towards alignment, self-alignment, okay, discernment, self-discernment, okay? And what's of a great support to us is boundaries. If we're going to drive life forward, we're going to make sure that we're okay. The devil has a negative connotation for a lot of people, but since I have all 12 of the signs out, I'm going to give it the positive connotation. So the devil could mean raw energy. It could mean somebody that's in their base nature. It could mean somebody that doesn't know their own strength. It could mean somebody that's working really, really, really hard. It's a very taxing kind of work. For instance, digging a ditch. You know, maybe you're taking everything out of your garage and reorganizing. It's not an hour-long project. It's going to take all day, maybe all weekend. That's a devil kind of thing, especially with the Knight of Wands. Now, excuse me, Knight of Cups. So let me give it the negative connotation since I called it the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, so the Knight of Cups and the devil together, that's an abusive relationship. It could be a passionate relationship where the one's controlling, they could be drugging you. They don't need to be drugging you with drugs, but they could be gaslighting you in some way. Now with the Wands, it's passion, it's libido, but that would also mean venereal disease. We do have the Wands, the Ace of Wands out in reverse. So this reading is supposed to be more positive, but that came through, so that's for somebody. Hey, I know I say things that offend people. I don't really care about your feelings. It's your job, so let's move on. So this is, I'm not going to go out of my way to hurt your feelings, and I will always be kind, but I can't always be nice. I've got to get the messages out, and I'm not the sunshine lollipop priestess. That ain't me. Okay, so in the Leo house, we have this tower in reverse, so that could mean you dodged a bullet. There was something hidden, and then you later on, you become conscious of it. We're going on the journey here of needing to work, needing to align with the self. What's going to be of a great support is we'll drive life forward according to boundaries, and we'll know that we're not going to co-sign somebody else's BS. I'm seeing a lot of people not being able to move forward in connections right now because of addiction on behalf of the other person, on behalf of the partner. So here it's that things are clear and the boundaries are clear, and we're going to go with this. We're going to run with this. But hey, homie, I'm here with you. You handle up on your business. I'll handle up on my business. We'll come together and handle up on each other, meaning love each other, nourish each other, hold space for each other to do our own work in the space we're holding for each other. Okay. Now, what's going to be what cannot be changed here? Unfortunately, some of these relationships won't come together. So whatever is expanding, if it's not a flow, it's not a go. If you're trying to make something work that hasn't been working, unless it comes together now with the opportunity to work out, it won't work out. You might need to leave behind commitments. You might not be able to get a formal arrangement. You might need to do it backwards or against the norm, status quo. You might need to rock the boat. Okay. So for some of you, it might just need to be sexual, nothing else. And that would be the sacrifice to make. I mean, the surrender. So surrender, okay, listen, the devil is here. So you need to be wiser than the other person. If you can see more into the future than they can, and you know what's not going to work and what will work, go with it. You don't need to do it according to the book. So if they're addicted, which is what I'm sensing, or they might have sex addiction, drinking addiction, they might be an escapist, they might have uncontrollable emotions. So in that case, don't become partners. Just get your needs met. So that's the surrender. The sacrifice here is you're going to be alone. You're going to cut off the opportunities to union. The Nine of Pentacles upright, that person is enjoying being alone. Now, this is a truly, genuinely single person who has enough to give. But the 10 is in reverse. Something needs to be revealed. The cycle is not going to come together as one person can anticipate, and the cycle's already over. So it's very clear what's there. You might not feel, you might not like what it is. You might find the person of your dreams and they're not able to commit to you emotionally, not because they're in another relationship. Or maybe they travel around all the time. Maybe they don't want to do a long distance thing. Maybe they're comfortable being alone. Maybe all they want is a little bit of intimacy and they don't want all that comes with dating. Different stuff for different folks. In the root, there's a cycle here, and you're going to need to isolate. Aspects of you will need to isolate. Excuse me, I know I'm scratching right by the mic. So you will be solitary in this union. I can tell a lot of people are not going to like this. This sounds lovely to me. I'm not reading according to my standards here because there's things here I don't like. Like for me, the cycle would need to be very clear. I want to know what's going to close this out. See, I always build in exit agreements. I call it, I'm used to making business deals for other people. So I call it an exit strategy. You know, let's design our divorce before we get married. And marriage does not always mean love, hubba, hubba. It can mean, okay, we're business partners for the next 18 months. Here's how we exit this venture. Okay, we're roommates for the next 2 years. Here's how we exit this venture. Okay, here's the agreement between each other. If something shifts, I'm out. I don't really think I'm up to renegotiating. Maybe we could bring it to the table at that time, but don't whine like a little biatch if I say no. Because I'm saying no to you right now. This is what I'm saying yes to. It's clear on the table. It's been agreed upon before. I have made you, I've made you accountable now so I can hold you accountable in the future. So I don't see all of that here. I see you try really hard to make something work in the typical kind of relationship, and it doesn't, and y'all need to go away, and then it comes back, especially since we're really close to Mercury retrograde, it comes back and you just shift, you tweak a few things, and you move forward in the future. The thing that's the most important here and that you really can't scoot around is that somebody's going to need to retain their self-worth and value. And that retaining of the self-worth and value is going to cut a lot of things out of the picture. So once you're no longer driving forward with love in your eyes, actions from the heart, straight up into the devil, you'll be fine. If you can spot it for what it is, it's fine. We have all 12 signs out. So I don't mind the devil if it's just sex and the strength card is upright. The strength card is not upright. So it's telling me about venereal diseases again. Now, the feminine dodges a bullet here. They didn't know, and then they find out, and they go get checked, and it didn't happen, so they just wrap it up next time. I'm sorry, if you don't tell me what you got in your funny business and you expect me to go at it again, another story, homie. You better. Another parallel lifetime in some alternate universe, maybe that'll happen. Not here, not today, not with me. So you hear what I'm saying? This is coming out, and this is supposed to be the more divine of the situation. Most people don't understand what a real twin means. Geminis don't get a twin. Their twin is in the spiritual. They work for God. Gemini, the archetype of Gemini is the being born of the mind of God. Heaven is through the Gemini constellation. Gemini actually talks about heavenly divine beings. Yeah, you're already a twin, honey, because your twin is in the angelic realm. Sagittariuses get twins because they don't choose humans, period. So they find that one person, you better believe they're going to make a commitment right then and there. You hear what I'm saying? You need to take the Sagittarian's viewpoint here. Freedom, self-autonomy. And if I get all of that and then this relationship is still going to add to my life, great. I'm open. I'm not excited to settle down, but I'm open because I'm not losing anything. I'm gaining something. See, Geminis want to experience everything, and so there you go. I'll try this, I'll put it down if it doesn't work for me. So somebody here, and it's not the Gemini, it's saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to be in this relationship, even though it's clear aspects of their partnership are not working. Rushing towards love when this person is clearly single. And they're only going to give a little bit. Yeah, I hate that statement. I don't know why you're single. Why you ain't got a boyfriend? Well, how you still single? Da, da, da. Because a relationship that's going to elevate my life hasn't come along. I attract personally, I'm sharing this because it's relevant. I personally attract a lot of Capricorn moons. It's like a magnetic attraction for me. I have my Neptune in Capricorn, and I'm a mystic. You know, every woman in my family I call has a magic vagina. We enchant, we're seductresses, and I always find a lot of people that want to take care of me. It doesn't need to be a male. They want to mother me. They want to love on me. They want to nurture me, and that just doesn't. You know, and I'm seeing that here with this Knight of Cups in this Capricorn. I know it's the devil, but it's also Capricorn. And opposing it is the right energy to make it out. So as much as we have the devil here, we have someone that's not going to deal with that energy. So yeah, I'll give it a negative connotation once or twice because it is talking about somebody who dips their wick everywhere, who goes and pretends that there's going to be commitment, but the commitment is a false start. So the person getting with this person is very clearly able to see, hey, homie, you don't commit properly, so I'm not all that interested. And I have a lot to give you, but I'm not going to give anything of myself if I'm not getting bigger, brighter, and better in return. A relationship needs to elevate you. Otherwise, just have a casual relationship. And it is see, when you have the Nine of Pentacles, that's a woman, a female, who is so beautiful that it makes people crazy, especially with his Empress out here, very close. That makes men crazy because she's so beautiful. The fact that she's single makes you obsessive if you're a man. It can. I'm not saying, I don't want to, what is that word? Blanket statement, everybody. So a person with her Venus in Virgo, she's stingy with her love, and it's not a bad thing. She has self-worth and value. She's fine with herself. She's fine alone. So there's not going to be a lot of gaslighting or convincing her to step off her throne, sacrifice her sovereignty just to have a label or a ring on it. Yeah, that'd be nice. And yeah, she's open. But you better come with a viable opportunity, not no flim flam, not no shady shyster. And we have the energy here of somebody who false commits, fake commits. And again, I'm hearing that Capricorn moon thing. Well, I don't know, maybe I'm biased because Capricorn moons, they need a commitment. They need something where they can give, where there's somebody something. The labels and the roles need to be clearly defined. Even if they're without that role for a long time, if they already accept some opportunity, that role needs to be clear because that's where they're deriving their emotional needs from. I have my moon in Aquarius. I need to exchange ideas. I don't need to exchange stability with you. If you want to be stable, great. If you don't want to be stable, great. Whatever, I'm fine either way. See, that Nine of Pentacles, that would annoy a Capricorn moon. But a Capricorn moon would be like racing to make that happen. And see, that's what I'm seeing here. Keep coming back obsessively trying to make love offers and they're not getting accepted. And I'm seeing two distinct stories. So one is that the Mercury retrograde brings back something and it expands a little bit, but it doesn't go all the way. It doesn't go into a union. It's a very casual situation, and be careful there because I keep hearing venereal disease. When the Empress is opposed the Strength card and there's some type of Tower or Ace of Wands in reverse, that's venereal disease, especially if the Devil's out. But the Devil is intentionally out for this spread because we have all 12 zodiac signs. So for the readers out there, Empress with the Ace of Wands in reverse, that's enough to look for the venereal disease. Now, with the Strength card in reverse, that would mean the same. And if the Devil card is out, it's almost a guarantee. Now, if the Tower is in reverse, it means you dodged a bullet, but you were right there on the battlefield when bullets were passing by. Now, we can exchange bullet for other phallic symbols, so let's just leave it there. So it's, I don't know, feminine, maybe you're looking at this person like they're a liar and you just need some good. See, again, I'm just going to share my own. I understand this, taking somebody a little bit lesser than you because you like being their muse. But you're not going to add the label. You're fine with a little bit of intimate encounters. But there'll be no officiality here, and that's perfectly fine with you. Outside, it's driving this person crazy. So that's another, again, obsession. They want to possess something of you. They want to either call you theirs or they want to own you. Or they want to whatever, lock you down. Now, this person could be upset that you have multiple options and they don't like that. It threatens them. I'm sorry, if I'm with somebody, I'm entertained by the fact that everybody wants them and they can get with them too. I'm not, you know, I'm I'm unfuckwithable. You can't make me jealous. It doesn't work that way. The fact that you can go and have excitement and come back and share that excitement with me, that's, great. I say don't bring home diseases. Now, most people don't like open situations, and I'm not always into that either. I'm saying the fact that other people are flirting with you, the fact that other people are liking you, the fact that you're a hot item, it's going to make the passion between you and me so much better. If you're the stingy person who's going to get mad if somebody sends me their number or compliments me, you are boring. And if other people don't want you, I don't want you either. Because you're a dud. So that's not how this person thinks. This person needs to lock you down, needs to keep you hidden away from the world, needs to make you theirs. And that's not going to work for you, feminine. You need freedom, you need expression, you need to enjoy your own. Whatever that is, you may have a beautiful garden, you may have a beautiful career, you may like to go out with your friends all the time. I'm a big fan of 3-day weekends. I like to go to a hotel in town and sit by the pool and drink. Alone, when I go to the movies, I don't want to go with my partner. When I'm sitting down watching Netflix, I don't want to watch it with my partner. I don't want to hear you and your opinions. I don't want to sit there and enjoy it with you. That doesn't make sense to people. When I go on a run, I don't want to run with you. When I'm working out, I don't want to work out with you. When I'm going on a walk, I don't want to walk with you. Dude, we share a bed. Leave me alone. That doesn't make sense to this kind of person. No, they need to do everything with you. They need to be with you all the time. Everything you're enjoying, they need to enjoy. Everything you're doing, they need to do. Oh gosh, ew. And that Empress has turned her back on that. So this is getting a little too personal. Let me just see if there's any other skewings here. So let me translate. This person keeps looking for an end, looking for an end, looking for an end, looking for an end, trying to figure out how to make themselves something that you'll like. Cultivate a bigger, brighter, better life. Make yourself an enticing option. And if you're an option for me, I'll let you know. Otherwise, there's plenty of fish in the sea, homie. Yeah, no, boundaries. Okay. Too many. Okay, so I was 100% correct. This is not going to go anywhere because this person is volatile. And there's a lot of good passion and fun and casual nature here, but there's a lot of things to detox as well. So there's too much shadow comes up, too many things need to get dropped. How can you make a commitment if next month you're going to need to renegotiate it? There's too much that's going to come up that needs to be expedited out of the relationship. So you don't sign on to something knowing that you're going to need to make a lot of changes unless you're buying a real estate project where you need to fix it up. Are you rehabbing a house? You don't need to pick a rehab man. Okay? Because they need to get to higher ground. There's a lot they need to detox from their own nature. And see, the thing is, they're not going to be able to commit. They're going to try to commit, but they're not committing to who you are. They're committing to what they want from you. And see, that's very clear to you. And it can also be that they're like a love person. They're a serial monogamist, or they lead with their heart. They rush heart first into everything. And see, they're going to be jealous of your friends as well. Male friends, female friends. They're not going to like to see you laughing with other people. I don't understand those types. I get it. I get the psychology about it. I have no patience, no tolerance, no compassion for that. That's sickness, illness. You need something bigger, better, and better. You need your heart to have openness, receptivity, frivolity. And if the person who's the person in your eye is having fun without you, that shouldn't be threatening. And so it's going to drive a lot of hard wedges between. And so no, don't do boyfriend, girlfriend. See, compromise here. I will compromise my behavior, but I will not compromise my character. Okay, so I just want to reiterate that there's a special going on for a couple more days. The coupon code is I love myself too, and all the information is in the show notes. I am going to continue on with the special, but it's no longer going to be for divine partnership assessment. After Gemini season is over, which is in a couple days from now, I'm going to be doing Mr. School stuff. So soul purpose, karma, destiny kind of stuff, spiritual wellness evaluations, those will be discounted, not no love readings. Okay. So there you go. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.